Hi there guys, hope everyone is well, hope you've all had a good weekend. Welcome back to another weekly outlook video on the DBS channel. Today we're going to be breaking down the dollar, the yen basket and also oil for the upcoming week. Before we do that, let's just look at the economic calendar, see if there's any high impact news for the week ahead that we need to avoid the market over. Looking at Monday, or should I say Sunday night, going into Monday morning, we'll have the GDP for the JPY. Me personally, I don't set my trades until Monday morning anyway, so for that reason, this news event doesn't really affect me. However, overnight on Tuesday, or overnight Monday should I say, there is the minutes meeting for the Australian dollar interest rate. This will help investors set the tone for the next interest rate decision. So overnight on Tuesday, or Monday, sorry, I would not have any trades on the Australian dollar because this could definitely move the market. So Monday night before you go to bed, if it is your session, just probably cancel Australian dollar trades if I'm all in all honesty. Tuesday evening we have the interest rate for the New Zealand dollar. This is obviously super high impact, so for that reason overnight I would probably avoid trading Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar on the Tuesday. Obviously Wednesday morning when you come to the markets for maybe London Open, just have a look and just see obviously what's happened, what the rate was. Previous was 2.5. There's not a consensus on FX Street, so obviously just be mindful of that. On Wednesday daytime we have the GDP for the euro, so that's something to keep an eye on, and also the retail sales and the FOMC minutes going into Wednesday evening. So overall, we do actually have quite a busy week on the economic calendar, so just kind of jot down each day, maybe in your diary or your journal, what to avoid on certain days. But that's it for the news this week. So let's look at the DXY. So going into the week, I am personally looking at these areas here. You can see this area here was previously called. This was in our free channel. So obviously, if you are interested in that, there will be a link in the bio if you do want to see and kind of predict moves like this. But going into this week, what I am looking at for the dollar in terms of shorts is if dollar can get up to the 106 handle here, we have a nice key level with lots of wick retests. We have a 61 Fibonacci. We have potentially the third touch of a trend line. And we also have the 61 Fib around this area. So for that reason, there's about 5 reasons here why the dollar should potentially get weak. Off the back end of that, if you are expecting that, if you can find a buy on GU, EU, etc., then this will be used as added confluence. I wouldn't, for example, see the dollar come here and just automatically buy, for example, GU, although it does sometimes work. I'd maybe wait for a position with confluence to present itself, and then because of that, I would then look to get into a trade and do it that way. In terms of dollar strength, same areas as last week. We've got the 104 handle here, so we've got the 104 round number. We've got an EMA, and we've also got a key level with multiple wick rejections. So for that reason, I'm expecting the dollar to get strong in and around this region. Going further down to the 101 dollar region, see here we've had a tap. This level has not been retested since. We also have the 101 round number and an EMA. So for that reason, these are 3 areas on the dollar that I would be interested in for the upcoming week. Let's go on to the JPY basket. So if you were in the free group or the analysis group, you would know that last week we did say that this area here would be an area of strength for the JPY. Obviously, you can see this played out pretty much perfectly. And off the back end of that, we did see obviously a push to the upside. If we look what happened with EURJPY, for example, this is a prime example of when price got to the EMA with the round number and a key level, which is a trade we called. At the same time, the JPY basket got to an area of strength here, which supported our bias for Euro-Yen weakness. So for that reason, this Yen strength gave us confluence for the Euro-Yen short, and obviously off the back end of that, it did end up being a good trade. So what we're looking at now is going into the week, we can see there's a 61 Fibonacci here from this move down. We've obviously got the EMA as well and a nice key level with multiple wick rejections. If you can see, you've got rejection, 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 EMA. So for that reason here, this is an area I would expect to see Yen weakness. As well, if we look just above that, we can see that we've got another area with multiple rejections. We had a rejection here, rejection there, couple more rejections, and so on and so forth. We have potentially the third touch of a trend line. So what you could maybe see is something like this. Maybe price could pull back slightly, push back up here into this area of confluence with the third touch, and then obviously potentially some weakness there. So that could potentially be a play for the upcoming week. Obviously the market structure is still bullish overall. However, if we do look at this, you can see that price is currently making lower highs. So we will just see what happens. Price is still trading within this channel. So we had 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch where we took obviously an area of strength for the yen. And then we've currently got a 4th touch with the EMA. So we'll see if price can hold this bullish channel. But for now, these are the scenarios I'm potentially looking at. And it doesn't have to happen perfectly like that. But these are just 2 areas. So $8 to $20 and $8 to $130. 2 areas I am expecting yen weakness. And hopefully we can get a couple of trades with confluence off the back end of that. Finally, let's look at oil. So what I'm looking at for oil next week, we had this high risk area last week, which did $1.50, which was in the free and the analysis group. Multiple wick rejections with a 50 fib. We also did have this area here above, which was a third touch of a trend line, a key level, an EMA, and the 61 fib. That did actually miss by about $0.2 and did do a big move. So for that reason, I'm going to deem this area here as invalid, just because it's not worth the risk in my opinion. So now my focus for oil is 97.5 region. The reason for this is you can see we've got an area with multiple taps. For example, here, here, here. Didn't close below, didn't close above, didn't close below. Multiple rejections. You've got an EMA coming in and even a second EMA coming in. You've also got the 97.5 round number. I usually like to do 98, 99, 100 for example. But even here, we do have a key level with a couple of EMAs. So for that reason, I would be happy trading this right here. So that is the breakdown for oil. So let's just summarize what we are looking at for the week ahead. Dollar weakness at 106, dollar strength at 104 and 101 for the upcoming week. Going into the JPY basket, areas of weakness 80.20, 81.30, and then going on to oil, 97.5 looks like a good area for shorts, and I don't really have any areas of interest for longs, and that is pretty much it, guys. So if you have found this video to be of value, please leave a like if you're not already subscribed. Obviously, we do upload every Wednesday and Sunday. So yes, guys, thank you very much for watching the video, and we will see you in the next one.